Howdy gang, welcome back with the Ornery Latina. Today's topic is multiculturalism. What the F is up with that? Back in the day when I was going to school, my mom spoke Spanish and I probably was speaking Spanglish. And the school teacher said to my mother, "You are in America now and you need to speak English only." And so nobody promoted my culture. And nobody, told me I had any Latino rights, and nobody made being Hispanic an agenda. And I just really didn't go around saying I'm a Latino American, and I didn't fly my Puerto Rican flag. I didn't chant Si se puede. I didn't know what ESL was. I didn't have my culture promoted. I didn't know I was any different from anybody else. And now in being politically correct, we are so incorrect that it is beyond all recognition. When Mr. Bush stood with Mr. Kennedy on No Child Left Behind, I truly thought that was a legislation that would address rural poverty in rural schools. And what this legislation did was it was an unfair mandate. It cut funding from the schools that needed it most in order to promote culture. And instead of doing its objective on leaving no child left behind, we ended up closing many rural schools all across the country because they couldn't keep up with the operation cost and they couldn't keep up no child left behind. The sad thing is that we had to get an ESL coordinator in every school and pay a full-time staffer to speak in just Spanish. A lot of our parent-teacher conferences were dominated by translators speaking to the teacher on behalf of one Hispanic student, and it cut into everybody else's time. And imagine what this would be like in the classrooms. Imagine that you would go to school and there would be these people that came into the country illegally, but they had more rights than your learning disabled child. Imagine a place that would leave behind our learning disabled population in order to promote multiculturalism. Imagine that the ESL kids would become the new disability, and the state superintendent would promote these learning disability conferences, and the whole topic of this conference would be No Child Left Behind in multiculturalism. Imagine that these people, once they get through high school, get the front row seat in colleges, and that they can go to school on a DREAM Act and get free college tuition at the expense of any child having to pay for it. Imagine this. This is the new Americas. A place where our borders don't exist, a place where people lie about their true intentions of what this country was founded on, a place where public officials have private meetings in secret to address special little agendas, and one of them would be to give jobs to people coming here illegally and giving benefits like health care and food stamps and subsidized housing, and making an agenda of illegal immigration, promoting rights for people that don't even speak our language. Thousands and billions of dollars are put into cost all across the country in printing material in Spanish. And can you imagine giving jobs without e-verifying, giving health care, giving services for education, and giving all these services to illegal, not immigrants, but aliens? We don't even know who's criminal and who's not. We couldn't possibly round them up and take them back across the border. But we're going to politely ask them to leave while giving them every right of an American citizen. And why? Why should they leave? They have better rights than we do. Of course, if you question your government, you are a racist. I am ashamed of the man called Jeb Bush, who says that illegal immigration is a rite of passage, who says that they come here because they have love for their children, when we have sex slave trafficking and men bringing drugs, cartels like heroin, and it's impacting our schools all across America. We banned the substance that made meth labs illegal in rural areas, only to have heroin come up from that border. We cut back billions of jobs on state troopers in order to grant Dream Acts and Medicaid for the dreamers that come here. And we also completely devalued our education system with things like No Child Left Behind and Common Core, which has nothing to do with standards, but everything to do with promoting culture. I think it's a sad, sad day when our congressmen and our state senators are going around promoting people and actually getting people in office that are Latino, and they speak with this Latino accent and walk around to areas where people are legal Hispanic citizens and speak to us in Spanish. And a lot of times we don't know what the hell they're saying because our language is English. If you're like me and you come from Puerto Rican heritage, and Puerto Rico is part of the United States, we never grew up learning about multiculturalism. We never grew up thinking that we were supposed to preserve our culture. And then what other person comes to this country and demands that their culture be preserved? And if they did, they would be a laughingstock. I am ashamed about this new agenda because it devalues what made this country so great. We were once united, and now, because of the bigotry that was promoted by the Bush family and by the globalists who want no borders, we are seeing a collapse in our republic, and they should be ashamed of themselves. I hope I gave you some food for thought. Thank you all and have a great day. God bless.